Most people think mind reading is intuition, gut feeling, vibes. Wrong. It's pattern recognition under pressure. FBI interrogators sit across from liars for a living. Terror suspects, fraudsters, spies. They don't guess. They decode. And no, they're not psychic. They're trained. I'm about to show you the 3 psychological upgrades they use to read people almost unfairly well. By the end of this, you'll never walk into a conversation blind again. Chapter 1. Baselines, not behaviors. Most people think liars look shifty. Avoid eye contact. Fidget. Sweat. Wrong. That's Hollywood. Research by psychologist Paul Ekman showed something uncomfortable. There is no single universal lie face. Average people look for dramatic tells, big gestures, obvious cracks. Professionals don't. They establish a baseline. What does this person look like when relaxed? How fast do they talk normally? How much eye contact do they usually make? Only after that do deviations matter. If someone always fidgets, fidgeting means nothing. If someone suddenly stops fidgeting, now that's data. Most of you judge in the first 30 seconds. Confirmation bias kicks in. Daniel Kahneman called this system 1 dominance. Fast, emotional, lazy. Interrogators slow down. They collect neutral conversation first. Weather, childhood, work routine, not small talk. Calibration. Then when sensitive topics arise, they compare shifts. Voice pitch rises. Sentence length shortens. Blink rate changes. Micro deviations. You don't detect lies. You detect changes. That's the difference. Most people look for stereotypes. Wrong. Professionals look for a contrast. But here's the problem, though. Even if you notice changes, you'll misinterpret them. Nervous doesn't equal guilty. That's where the second upgrade comes in. Chapter 2. Cognitive load traps. Most liars rehearse stories. Clean timeline. Polished details. Too clean. Truth is messy. Cognitive psychologist Aldert Vries studied deception detection for decades. He found something critical. Lying requires more mental effort than telling the truth. Why? Because you must fabricate, monitor consistency, and suppress the real story simultaneously. That's heavy RAM usage. So interrogators increase cognitive load. They ask suspects to tell the story backwards. Start from the end, work to the beginning. Truth tellers struggle slightly. Liars collapse. Why? Because fabricated narratives aren't stored like real memories. They're scripts. Scripts break under inversion. They also interrupt unexpectedly. Wait, what color was the carpet? Who was standing to your left? Specific sensory details. Real memories contain texture. Fake ones stay abstract. Most people ask broad questions. What happened? Wrong. That invites rehearsed monologues. Professionals ask targeted, disruptive ones. They overload the liar's processor. And here's the key. They stay calm. If you accuse aggressively, adrenaline spikes. Both parties get noisy. Interrogators remain neutral. Almost boring. The suspect feels safe. Then cognitive strain leaks through micro inconsistencies. Most of you argue to win. They ask to reveal. Big difference. Hit subscribe before you forget that. But here's the thing, though. Even cognitive load isn't enough. Smart liars prepare. Some are trained. So how do professionals handle that? Chapter 3. Strategic silence. Most people fear silence. Conversation gap? Fill it. Talk. Rescue the awkwardness. Wrong. Silence is pressure. When an interrogator asks a question and gets an incomplete answer, they don't jump in. They wait. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Humans hate social tension. The suspect often keeps talking to relieve it. And that's when contradictions emerge. Research on conversational turn-taking shows people feel compelled to close unfinished exchanges. Silence becomes a mirror. You start hearing yourself. Interrogators weaponize that. They also mirror posture subtly, not obvious copying. Subtle alignment. Amy Cuddy's work on body language suggests posture affects internal state. Mirroring increases rapport. Rapport lowers defenses. Lower defenses equal more leakage. Most people confront immediately. You're lying. Wrong. Accusation locks the door. Professionals build rapport first, then probe. They separate behavior from judgment. I noticed you paused there. Not, you're hiding something. Neutral observation. That invites explanation without triggering fight or flight. Here's another trick. They don't rely on a single cue. No one signal convex clusters matter. Baseline shift plus cognitive strain plus inconsistent detail. Pattern stacking. Just like chess masters don't see pieces, they see structures. Interrogators don't see gestures, they see systems. But here's the deeper layer. Even if you master baselines, cognitive load, and silence, you can still get manipulated. Why? Because your ego wants to be right. Chapter 4, Detachment from Certainty. Most amateurs try to catch someone. They want the win. That creates tunnel vision. You ignore disconfirming evidence. Interrogators assume uncertainty. They treat every hypothesis as temporary. Karl Popper built science on falsification. Try to disprove your theory, not confirm it. Professionals do the same. If they think someone is lying, they actively look for signs they might be wrong. This protects against confirmation bias. Most people double down. Wrong, elite thinkers update. They gather data, revise model, gather more data. No emotional attachment. Reading people isn't magic. It's Bayesian updating in real time. New signal? Adjust probability. No signal? Hold position. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes you'll still be wrong. Even professionals hover around 60 to 70% accuracy without structured methods. That's better than chance. But not omniscience. The goal isn't mind reading. It's better calibration. Most of you operate at coin flip level, and you're confident about it. That's dangerous. So here's the system. Establish baseline. Increase cognitive load. Use silence strategically. Stack patterns, not single cues. Detach from ego. It's not about spotting lies. It's about understanding pressure. You start observing. But here's the final problem. Negotiations, sales calls, first dates, you stop reacting. You start observing. But here's the final problem. Even if you can read others, can you control yourself? If your micro expressions betray stress, if your voice cracks under pressure, if your body leaks insecurity, you're still exposed. That's why I made this video breaking down how to control your nervous system so you stay calm under any pressure. Because reading people is powerful. But mastering yourself, that's unfair. Create a new script and entitle